Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back with our Star Wars action figure review. Today, taking a look at another entry into the Vintage Collection. This is the Star Wars Vintage Collection 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper from the Clone Wars. A figure I just got in via a GameStop Canada pre-order. Relatively new release, and not a figure I honestly was particularly super excited for, I'll be honest. It's just another repaint of the Vintage Collection Clone Trooper mold, which has been being used for like over a decade at this point. Not a bad mold by any means. I like the mold, but it's time for a new Clone Trooper mold. The Stormtrooper got a new mold. It's even gotten an update to the new mold with a little more enhanced articulation. The Clone Troopers really need a new mold because this one is just starting to show its age a bit with not having the new engineering for articulation that the newer figures currently have. And also I think they could fix some things with proportions with this mold as well. But anyways, taking a look at the packaging real quick, what we expect from the Vintage Collection. It does have the Clone Wars logo there, 332nd Clone Trooper. Image of the 332nd. I'll be honest, I'm actually not a big fan of this. No hate on whoever the artist was for this. I think the design, the shape of the Clone Trooper helmets is really weird on this picture. I'm just not a big fan of it personally, but it's all right. You get the figure in the packaging there with the accessories, and on the back he's got other figures that have been released or being released. I have reviewed Ashoka, and I'm literally trying to get pretty much every other figure on this list. I still don't have Fennec. I definitely need her. I'm still waiting on the Airborne Trooper. I don't think that's technically released yet. Still waiting on the Commando Captain. And then I'm probably not going to get these two, and I'm probably going to get him at some point. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Not too much to talk about. So I'm going to crack this guy open, and we'll take a closer look. So I've got the figure out of the packaging, and if you've owned any of this mold before, you already know what to expect. It's the exact same figure, just with different paint apps. It has the same issues, it has the same pluses, all that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a fine mold. I like this mold enough. It's just, yeah, it's time for an update in my opinion. And then Hasbro should go crazy with it. Make a new mold and just start pumping out new clones. I think you'd be literally printing money. Or I think Hasbro would literally be printing money there. That's surely a gold mine financially, no? But I don't know. Yeah, it's a cool looking figure. I like it. The phase, it's basically just 501st with a different face paint. It's okay. I'm assuming that the paint of the print missed the mark on the Ahsoka markings. They're off kilter. They're not aligned properly. I'm assuming they're supposed to be straighter than that. So that's kind of bad. That's not done very well. The visor and the mouthpiece are actually printed on there pretty well though, which is surprising. Usually they screw that up. So I guess that's the trade-off. If you ever see these in stores, definitely want to take a look at the helmets to make sure you're getting a proper looking one. From being a pre-order, I didn't get the look. So that's a little unfortunate that looks so screwy. But I don't care that much. You can remove the helmet. And you do have a really nice Tamura likeness here for the standard clone head sculpt. I actually think this is better looking than the Black Series, or the recent Black Series 6-inch clones that have had removable helmets. I think this looks really good. Looks pretty much like Tamura, I think. I like the hair sculpt as well. I like the nice crew cut he's got going on. It just looks really good. And I am happy to have a clone that just has a standard clone head sculpt underneath. The helmet is a pliable material, which is a bit of a problem in the sense that mine is a little warped out of the box or out of the packaging. Not too noticeable, but it is kind of a pain. Also, because of this mold, the Phase 2 helmets look really big on this body mold. Like, as you can tell, they just look really big. They swallow the neck. You literally can't see his neck. And you can't really sit the helmet higher because then you're going to see his chin. So, yeah. That is a bit unfortunate. Another downside of the mold. The blue markings look good. He does have this little bit of weathering, wear and tear all throughout the markings. They're a pretty nice color of blue, though. I do like the color of blue quite a bit. That looks nice. There's not a whole lot else to say. The clone sculpt itself is good. You got little paint app details here and there, which look kind of nice. The black for the undersuit looks good, I think. I think technically the ankle spot should be painted black, but I don't really care too much. Yeah, I don't know. It's good looking enough. There definitely is some issues. Too big of a helmet. The paint being screwy on the helmet. But yeah, it's kind of what you'd expect this kind of release. In terms of articulation, pretty good articulation. Ball joint at the head, can do a lot. Ball hinge at the shoulders, which you can get up about that far. It's not too crazy. and then you can fully rotate them. Single hinges in the elbows that can go a little past 90, and then swivel in and out hinge at the right hand for some reason, and up and down at the left for some reason. They made these guys left-handed. Yeah, ball joint at the torso, which moves okay. You get a little bit of movement there. The old style ball hinge at the hips, which, you know, is better than swivel, but I do prefer the new style of joints. So another reason why I want a new mold. Single hinge in the knees, move about 90, and then hinges at the ankles with no rocker because this is a super old mold. Well, they didn't do rockers. So decent articulation, like it's not a badly articulated figure or anything, but you know, it's behind these times now at this point. We've gotten to a point where articulation is so much better on 3¼ inch figures, which again, another reason we should be getting a new clone mold. In terms of accessories, of course, it does have the removable helmet. I already showed that. It does come with the standard blasters for clones. You get the carbine, which is nice. We've seen this plenty of times before. Both guns are made of a pretty pliable plastic sheet. They should never break, but they also could warp pretty easily. Mine are actually pretty good out of the packaging though. I mean, does grip that, you know, grips it well. If I can get it in his hand here. You can hold it well, and you can get them in two-handed poses, no problem. I'm not really looking to mess with it too much right now, but you know, you can get it. You can get it the way you want it. And then you also get the rifle. Again, we've seen the rifle plenty of times before. Looks good. No paint apps on either. The gun's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. I honestly didn't expect paint apps, if I'm being honest. This is Hasbro we're talking about. Kind of a pain to get the hands to hold the guns properly. At least in the right hand, it's kind of weird. But yeah, you can get them to hold that too. I obviously didn't do a good job. If you fiddle around with it, you'll do a better job than I did. But yeah, you can get them to hold both the guns fine enough. And then that's pretty much it. So lastly, I guess I'll just do some quick comparisons. There is a new, basically a reissue of the 501st Vintage Collection figure coming out, or has come out. I don't have it yet. I think I'm getting it at some point. I can't remember if I pre-ordered or not, but I don't have it, so I can't compare with that. But I can compare with the old 501st Clone Trooper with this mold. So there's that. It's maybe a little hard to tell on camera, but the old one actually has a lot darker of a blue, and this one's a lighter blue. I do actually like the blue on this one better. So that's that. For fun, here he is with the Mandalorian Super Commando, the guys he's mainly fighting against. So there's that. And of course, here he is with Ashoka. I think they look pretty good together. That's kind of the main allure for buying this figure, honestly, is to match him up with Ashoka. So overall, it's not a bad figure. You know, it's a solid like release, albeit a pretty cheap release for Hasbro. It's literally just a repaint with the new head sculpt put on it, or it's a reused head sculpt. I'm pretty sure, but new to put it on this body. Comes with okay accessory. You know, it comes with the accessory you'd expect them to come with. Removable helmet's cool. Paint apps could be better, especially on the mask or on the helmet. Those are definitely off kilter. And obviously, I'd like a new mold for clones. This mold is just, I think it's had its time. It's been used for a long, long time. It's time for a new one. But yeah, I'd recommend it if you collect clones, like every and all clones, and yeah, definitely I recommend picking this up. If you're not a big clone collector, it's probably an easy pass. If you have the this Ahsoka, you might want to get one or two to display with her. I don't know. It kind of depends on what you like to collect. For me personally, I'm not planning to rebuild these guys. I don't like this design that much, honestly. I'm happy with just the one. If they ever make a commander, or not commander, if they ever make a Captain Vaughn, I'd be interested in that. I'd probably buy Captain Vaughn. But aside from that, I'm probably going to stick with just the one of this guy. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I will see you all in the next one. May the Force be with you.